Hey guys, it's Nick from nickbro.com. Short video this Saturday morning. I usually don't shoot videos on Saturdays. I usually take the weekend off with my kids. But I wanted to shoot this video while I've got something fresh in my mind. And it's based on something that a client said yesterday during a gift call. And during the gift call, we were doing a digging process that I normally do with people to help identify those root, dominant, negative emotions that everybody's carrying that most people don't realize are there. And this lady said something really interesting, almost shocking, but not really. And what she said was, isn't the negative emotion of feeling not good enough part of the human condition, right? Doesn't everybody feel it? Isn't it there all the time? Isn't it just part of who we are as humans? And for me, that threw a major red flag, but it also threw a big, oh yeah, well, yeah, that's what a lot of people are thinking, right? Because when I do live seminars, we do the same exercise with the group, and the top two dominant negative emotions that most people are carrying, number one is always not good enough, and number two is almost always powerlessness or feeling stuck, right? Now, what I want you to understand and everybody to understand is negative emotions are absolutely not part of the human condition. Just because you've held on to a negative emotion for most of, if not all of your life, just because it's surfacing maybe every day for you, does not mean it's part of you. It's not embedded in your DNA. It's not something that's destined to be there forever, right? But a lot of people believe that because of maybe how we were raised, how people have treated us, the way we learn to compare ourselves to other people, right? A lot of people don't understand negative emotion, where they come from, how to process them. So I'm going to quickly explain that so you have a better idea of what creates and causes negative emotion. So, first of all negative emotion is rooted in a perspective, in a belief, right? So, here's where it comes from. So, let's say at the age of 13, you get home from school, you're used to getting straight A's, you failed your first test, you've got that really judgmental parent, you show them the test, they're really mad at you, they tell you to go to your room, they criticize you. That 12-year-old you in that moment, what's going through your mind is, oh wow, I tried as hard as I could for this test. I studied all day yesterday. I still failed. My parents aren't pleased. That's got to mean that I'm just not good enough. So what happens is as soon as you make that decision, right, it's like this wall gets anchored into your mind, this feeling of this wall of I'm not good enough, which again, it's a perspective or a belief. Once that perspective or belief gets anchored into your mind, the negative emotion comes along to match it, right? So now you get that feeling of I'm not good enough. Now, what happens in the context of self help is everybody's trying to boost that positive emotion to counteract the negative emotion. And in parallel to that, you're also chasing outer world circumstances to compensate and make up for that negative emotion, that negative perspective. So, what happens is you've got this wall of I'm not good enough, and then people are trying to boost the positive, feeling like you're good enough. And some people who do really good jobs with their affirmations and their meditation and their morning practice, a lot of days you will get bigger than that negative emotion and you feel like you are good enough. But what happens is energetically, you're always still pushing against that wall, right? It's energetically exhausting and it's hard to maintain that positive emotion, right? So the real way you want to deal with those negative emotions is by invalidating the wall, learning how to identify those perspectives that anchor the negative emotion, invalidating the wall and taking the wall down. Once you take the wall down, the negative emotion goes away too, right? That's the true path to dealing with those negative emotions. So different negative emotions have different perspectives that anchor them. In the context of not good enough, there's basically two things that anchor in the emotion of not good enough. One, it's how people typically treat you. So if you had a very judgmental or criticizing parent, if you had somebody in your life that was maybe hard to please, who always made you feel like you were never good enough, right? That's one source of that emotion. And the other one is comparison, right? Comparing yourself to other people, right? Oh, that person's really good in math. I'm not. Oh, that must mean I'm not good enough, right? Which is ridiculous, right? But that's what we do, right? So those are the two things that you want to look at. And just because, your mom or your dad or your uncle or your brother didn't see you as being good enough doesn't mean it's not there, right? Just because your teachers didn't see it doesn't mean it's not there, right? In the context of comparing yourself to other people, you've got a different path than other people, right? I suck at chemistry. I hated biology. Doesn't mean I'm not good enough. Absolutely not, right? You're a unique person with a unique path whose unique skills, right, are a match to your inner being's guidance and the path that you're meant to be on, right? Just because you're not skilled in other things doesn't mean you're not good enough. So these are pieces of awareness that people need to work on to shift out of that believed to be human condition feeling or emotion of not good enough. So I hope this was a bit helpful for you. Maybe a little bit of Saturday morning reflection. If you have any questions, shoot me a message. If you like this video, if you want to share with other people, drop a comment, tag people, get the word out. That feeling not good enough is not part of who we are. It's not who we're supposed to be. And it's always rooted in perspectives and beliefs that you picked up likely during childhood or over time. So thanks for watching, and bye for now.